Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to talk about the nature of operation, which is the first chapter that we are going to discuss. Before I start the discussion about the nature of the operation, I would like to give you some practical issue about the operation management. I would like to pick up one of the company that you may know a lot about this company. The company names McDonald, which um, this company sells burger, as you know. About 10 years ago, they faced a lot of competition from maybe one or two competitors. Think about the name of the competitors. That's correct. That is their maybe somebody think about Burger King, correct? Right? Okay. So they face a lot of competition from this company, and another issue that they face, another problem that they face during that time is about the customer, because customer always smarter and more demanding for the product. They need some change, and because this kind of their product is some what we call the commodities. Commodities means the product that you can buy from everywhere, and it is more or less the same in terms of quality, in terms of quantity. So when customers think that this product is commodities, so they may have some less brand loyalty. So in that case, they can switch from one company to another company immediately if one company give better service or better product to them. Right? Okay. So in this case, McDonald's faced this problem. So they asked some of the consultant company to do some sort of the system analysis. In terms of system analysis, they need to prepare the flow chart, flow chart or flow process chart, like this one. Okay, this is the conventional process chart, right? So you may have to think about the activity. How many activity do you have in the process? And apart from that, you may have to think that which activity is value added. This is value added, and which one is non-value added, right? Okay. So in that case, for the value added is the very important activity that the customer want. If you don't provide this activity, maybe your product cannot be sold. But for non-value added activity, you can delete. Okay, you can delete, you can eliminate, like this one. Okay, activity B is non-value added, activity E is non-value added. So in this case, you need to do the process flow process chart in order to identify which activity in the whole process is value added or which one is non-value added. And then you need to eliminate the non-value added activity. Coming back to our case study. So in that case, they asked the McDonald asked the consultant company to do the system analysis for them. And then the consultant company said that one of their activity is the non-value added activity, that is toasting. Because at that time the bun required toasting, required to be toasted, right? And this is the time that the process need to prepare for a long time, and this caused waiting time for the customer, because this is the fast food company, right? Fast food selling company. In this case, you need to give or provide service as fast as possible for the customer. So, and because toasting require maybe half a minute, which is maybe customer doesn't want, right? Okay, so in this case, the consultant company asked the McDonald's to switch from the burger that require toasting to be the one that do not need toast, right? Okay, so but they prepare the texture and the flavor, okay, and the coloring of the burger like it has already been toasted. So, and they ask customer to taste whether or not you prefer, which one you prefer, and plus the additional things like lower price. Okay, so in this case, customer said that okay, as long as you lower the price or you give us a bigger burger, I prefer, I like it. So in that case, McDonald's use the system analysis, use the operation management concept to save time and save money, right? Okay, so you can say that, okay, you can see that why do they save time? Why do they save time? Okay, from the toasting activity, they eliminate toasting activity, right? And how do they save money? The first one, from electricity, right? Okay, because you don't have to toast the bun. In that case, you don't have to use the electricity. Second one, maybe labor. You can reduce the number of the labor in the shop. Sometimes maybe what else? Electricity, labor, equipment, toaster, right? Okay, so a lot of things, right? Okay, so in that case, you save a lot of money, and then in order to keep it as a profit, maybe you need to share back to the customer by reducing the price of the product. This is some example that you may have to come across during this course. You will know that how to save the product, how to save the money, how to save time, and how to increase productivity, how to increase utilization of resources. This is the way that we are going to talk in this course. Right? This one, don't forget that this value added, non-value added flow process chart that you may have to need to use it. Okay, so I believe that you know this word, operation. Okay, we are going to talk about operation today. For the operation are the hearts of every organization, meaning that every organization must have operation in order to produce product or services. Either they are profit or not for profit, service or manufacturing. These two type of the company are very important in their operation management. For the manufacturer, okay, they produce some kind of the product, like they produce computer, they produce iPhone, they produce some form of good like food, something like that. Okay, but for services company, the company that provides service, they may give you the name, the type of the service. Company maybe bank, hospital, railways, bus service, plane, things like that. Okay, so you can classify the organization on the service or manufacturer, service provider or manufacturer. So every organization, as I told you earlier, as I mentioned to you earlier, that must have the operation in their organization, and that operation is very important. But actually, when we are talking about the operation, we are talking about the operation or the task that create value to the organization. So, coming back to this concept, for the operation that we are talking, we normally talking about the value added operation, right? We want to talk about this one, and we want to eliminate the non-value added activities or non-value added tasks in the process of the system. Okay, and another question that you may have to face during your midterm exam is who create or who evaluate the value of the product, which one is value added and which one is non-value added. The one who say that, the one who have a say about which one is value added or which one is non-value added is the customer. Okay, just only the customer say that this is very important to me. If you don't provide this, we will not buy this product. So value added or non-value added, this word come from customer. Okay, please remember this one because you need to use it during your midterm examination. Okay, today we are going to focus on the production system or the conversion process. Please remember that this one or this picture will be the first midterm examination, the number one of the midterm examination. Okay, so you need to draw this picture. And at the end of the presentation today, you need to do the assignment in order to draw the whole thing of this picture so that you may exercise about the concept and you may have the chance to practice what will be appear in your exam. Okay, please put 5 star here so that when you prepare the exam, you need to come back to this slide, you need to this page and then study it. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the production system or conversion system. The word production system, this system has already been occurred in the world for maybe 100 years ago. So at that time, we call it production system because every manufacturer company try to produce something. Okay, the concept comes from the manufacturing company, right? But at this time, this concept also apply to the service company, the company that provides service to the customer. So instead of just only focus on the production system, so we use the neutral word like a conversion process. So it means that we are referred to production and the service system here. Okay, so the main element in this picture or the main element of the conversion process consists of 5 things. Okay, that is input, transformation system, output, monitoring and control, and the environment. Okay, 5 elements in the production process consists of input, transformation system, output, monitoring and control, and the environment. For the thing that, again, we can divide into two parts, the element, 2 types of the element that are internal to the system, okay, and the elements that are external to the system. Internal means that you may have some kind of control. It is control or they are controlled by the company. And the external are the things that cannot be controlled by the system. Okay, like the government regulation, things like that, you cannot control. But these 4 elements is internal to the production system, meaning that you can control, you can manipulate, which consists of input, transformation system, output, monitoring and control. Again here, the thing that the element that are the compulsory to the production system consists of three elements, that is input, transformation system, and output. But the monitoring and control is optional, right? Okay, if in your midterm examination I ask you which one is optional to the production system, so you have to say that that is monitoring and control element. Okay, meaning that this one could be omit. Okay, but actually every company need to have monitoring and control. I will tell you later, right? Okay, so external, internal. For the internal, you have three compulsory elements, that is input, transformation system, output, and one optional element, that is monitoring and control, right? Okay, so I will go one by one, starting from input. When we talk about input, we have capital, we have material, we have equipment, we have facility, supplier, labor, knowledge, and time. I will go one by one. So the first input that we need is capital. Capital is the money. When you do business, you need some money. Where did you get money from? From where? From yourself? From your saving money, right? From your parent. Okay, the parent is rich, their parent are rich, so they give money to their offspring, their son, their daughter, to do some business. That is fine. But if you are not so rich, you may find the money from the bank, from your friend, or even joint venture with some company or some people, right? Okay, so this is the way that you find the capital. Okay, so this one is where you get the money from. But one of the things that you have to remember is that you need to find the cheapest capital, right? Okay, cheapest capital, the capital that may not have, let's say, interest, no interest, loan without interest, or free money from your parent. That is very good. Okay, that is the way that you can get the capital. Okay, for the input, the answer is where did you get the money from in order to start your business, right? Okay, and then I move here to material. When we talk about materials, okay, this one we are focusing on the raw material, the material that we use in the system, in the transformation system, to produce the output. This is just only raw material. There may be direct, indirect. So we are talking about raw material or direct material, real material that we are using in the system to produce the output, and they are part of the output. Like when we talk about the burger, okay, if we are talking about the burger here, okay, what you need? Bun, maybe cheese, beef, vegetable, okay, maybe sauces here, right? Okay, that is the material, that is the raw material. This is the product. You need raw material to produce the product. Okay, so if we are talking about their let's say their fried rice, suppose we are the shop in the canteen of the engineering faculty, what is the material that we need? Rice, maybe water to cook the rice. We are talking about fried rice, right? Okay, so maybe the oil, maybe chicken if we are talking about chicken fried rice. If we are talking about pork, okay, pork fried rice, egg, some kind of spring onion, okay, garlic, several things that we may think about. That is the raw material that we are using. Okay, so here for the material, you need to talk about the raw material here as an input to the system, to the production system or conversion system. And then I move it to here first. Okay, supplier. Supplier are the person or the organization that give you or sells you the raw material. If you want to have a good supplier, what kind of their performance that you will need to assess them? Okay, for the supplier, maybe 2 or 3 elements, okay, that you need to assess them. The first one may be price. Price is acceptable or not. Their price that sell you is acceptable or not. The quality, the quality of the product. Okay, the quality of the product. Do they sell you good quality of the product? Do they give you the good quality of the product? Or, and maybe another thing is delivery. QCD. D is delivery. For the delivery, do they send you or do they ship you on time, earlier or late? On time is very good. Earlier may not be good. Late is not good. Okay, if they ship you earlier, if they ship the raw material to you earlier, sometimes you don't have the place to keep it. That is not good, right? Okay, and if they ship you the raw material very late, maybe you cannot produce the product because you are lack of the raw material. So that is not very good at all. So if your supplier perform very bad in delivery, maybe you need to change your supplier, right? Okay, so for the supplier, sometimes okay, supplier can provide you raw material, and sometimes there are some type of the supplier that you may need them. For instance, suppose you know that, okay, you have the process. Okay, let me move back to here. Suppose you have the process here, like this one, and then maybe this process is not available in your facility, and then you don't want to invest in this process because it's not the key process, it's not your key activity. So you need to send your semi-finished product to some of the supplier, and once they do this process, they send it back to you. This kind of the supplier, sometimes we call them as outsourced. Okay, for outsourced, they do some process for you because you don't have the facility to do that, or you are very good, you are very bad in that activity. Okay, that is your weakness in that activity, and you yourself want to strengthen your process by not doing it by yourself. Ask somebody who is good in that activity to do it for you. Okay, ask them to do it for you. That is the what we call outsource. Sometimes outsource is good, but sometimes outsource is bad. Okay, some of the activity you should not outsource. You should not outsource. Like what? Like the activity that you have the strength. For instance, suppose you are McDonald's. Suppose you are KFC. Okay, suppose you are KFC. You suppose not to outsource the recipe for the chicken, right? Okay, because that is your strength. If you outsource this process to someone or some organization, you need to teach them how to do it. At the beginning, they will learn from you. And then after that, after they learn, they may copy it. Okay? And develop it. Okay? You do some R&D, research and development. But outsource may be doing some kind of copy and development. And later on, once they become better and better, they may at the end be your competitor. So think about it very, very carefully when you want to outsource something to outside organization. So it means that you should not outsource the strength. Like in our university, okay, the strength is teaching and learning, right? We outsource their maid from the company to clean our room, to clean our toilet. Okay, that is not our strength, right? Okay, that is fine, right? Okay, so don't forget about the outsource, right? I may ask you in your midterm exam, okay? Outsource. Please remember that. Don't outsource the strength to external company. Hey, keep it as your secret. That is secret recipe or secret things in your organization that you should not outsource them. Right? Okay? That is supplier. For the supplier, I would like to summarize. When you want to evaluate them, don't remember QCD, quality, cost, and delivery. And don't forget about the concept of outsource. You need to outsource just only the weakness. Don't outsource your strength. And then come back here, okay? Equipment. Equipment are the instrument or the thing that you need to use in the transformation system or the process here in order to produce the output. That is equipment. For instance, suppose you want to produce a salad, okay? If you want to produce salad, you need a bowl, okay? A bowl. That is, and maybe a spoon and fork, okay? In order to mix vegetable with some ingredient to become a salad, right? That is the equipment that you need to use. Okay, if you are the manufacturer, like you want to produce maybe you are the car manufacturer, you may need the CNC, okay, CNC machine or stamping machine in order to fabricate the metal sheet to the part or to the body of the car, something like that. That is the equipment, okay, the thing that you use in order to produce the product, okay, used along with your raw material. And the facilities are the thing that you provide to the customer to please them, to make them happy, like parking space, table, chair, things like that, electricity, water, toilet, okay, to please them. Not the thing that you are using in the process. Like if you are the PTT, petrol station, okay, you sells fuel, right? Okay, you sell fuel to the customer. The toilet or some small shopping mall or the coffee shop rooms in the in your facility, could be the facility here. Okay, so for the facility again here, please remember that they just provide service for their customer to make them happy, right here. And the next one is labor. Labor, that is the worker. Okay, normally we talk about worker. We can classify labor into 3 different classes. The first one is the non-skilled or unskilled labor, no practice at all. Okay, just used to carry the very heavyweight things. Okay, and semi-skilled labor. Semi-skilled labor, maybe you can give them some kind of training. They learn something. They are practicing some activity. That is semi-skilled labor. And the last one, which is the most expensive one, that is the what we call skilled labor. Okay, this is the most expensive one. They are skilled. They learn. They have knowledge, and they practice for many years. Okay, until they get skill. Some of the activity in the process, you need labor that has skill. Or some of the process, you may not need them because it is costly. Like when you go to the hospital, if you need some operation, you need a skilled labor. Is that correct? Yes. Right? Okay. You go to the dentist, you need skilled labor. You go to the right? Okay. You need a skilled labor. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Some of the labor supposed to be skilled labor, but some not. Okay. Select the best one that will be suitable for you. Like if you open the restaurant, the main labor is cook. Cook supposed to be skilled labor. Okay. And for the one who clean the plate, clean utensil, clean the floor, may not be skilled labor. Okay. You can use the unskilled labor or semi-skilled labor to do it. Right? Okay. The next one is knowledge. Knowledge is very important. Okay, very important, because if you don't have knowledge, you cannot do business. You cannot do the transformation system. The knowledge about the process that you need to do. Where can you get the knowledge from? Where can you get the knowledge from? Okay, maybe from your parent, because they are skilled in that kind of business. Like your parent open the restaurant, they are chef, and then they may tell you about the secret recipe and ask you to practice, okay, for the cooking, like that. Okay, you learn from them. That is the knowledge. Maybe learn from your parent, your relative. Okay, but actually maybe at the moment you can learn from the journal, the article, scientific article, or even from the Google. Okay, at the moment you can ask Google, what if I want to do this. Okay, so you have to find the knowledge before you can do the business. Before you can prepare in order to prepare the production system, right? And the last one is time. Okay, the time, that is the duration or the period that you perform your activity. That is the opening and ending. Normally time is equal for every business, but some may use this time very effectively. Some company can use this time like there are three company, one company, both of them produce the same product, right? And company A can produce 100 pieces for 1 hour. Company B can produce just only maybe 50 pieces for 1 hour. In the same times, right? At the same times, okay? In the same period. So company A is better than company B with the same time. Just only one element here that will be equally given to every business, that is time. Right? Time and knowledge is very critical. Okay? Knowledge is very critical to the of the critical element of the input of the production system or the conversion system. Right? Okay, this is the input element, sub-element, the sub-element of the input. Then we are moving to the transformation system here, right? Okay, transformation system. For the transformation system, okay, we have 4 categories. The first one we call it alter or alteration. In this case, the process change in terms of structure or physical of the entity to something, right? The process change physically change in the entity, right? Okay. For instance, suppose we are using the process like cutting, stamping, or metal forming, assembly. Or if we are talking about the chicken fried rice, in that case you fry, okay, you fry the rice, you fry the chicken, things like that. That is alteration. That is alteration. Transformation, the first one we call it alteration. The second one we call it transportation. Okay, don't forget that we are talking about the value added activity, value added transformation system. Non-value added we are not talking here. Okay, alteration, transportation. For the transportation, when we move some object from one place to another place, they will have the value added. Like on the Valentine's Day, you ask the Grab to send the flower to your girlfriend. Okay, that is transport. Value added. For the transportation, the company or the business that is in this kind of activity, maybe EMS, okay, mail service, train, bus, airlines, okay, ship, something like that. Okay, this is the transportation, and that is value added activity. And moving to the next one is storage. Normally transportation and storage is the waste, and that is non-value added. Normally the value added things are alteration. Transportation, storage, store is often the waste, meaning that the more you keep, the lower value the product or the thing will be, right? Okay, but some of the organization, when they store something, the value of the product, when they keep something for a certain period, okay, the value of the product increase. You can look at this one: wine, liquor, or antique. Okay. And the last one, inspection, is again waste, away waste. You don't want it because it's non-value added. Often you don't want to inspect normally, but some of their business, inspection for some business is value added. Okay, that is maybe their the company that certify jewel, because if you want to differentiate between the stone and the jewel, okay, you need to inspect this object with some instrument, and they provide some instrument to evaluate the property of the object. So that is the inspection. So again here, maybe about 90% of the process is alteration, and the remaining are transportation, storage, and inspection. Okay, that is value added, because oftenly transportation, storage, and inspection are non-value added activities. Right? Okay. Moving back here. Okay. So one of the system, okay, one system for one production system or one conversion system, there may be just only one or two, not four. In your midterm exam, you need to select like alteration, transportation, storage, inspection. If we are talking, suppose if we are talking about their like a pizza, when we're talking about pizza, the pizza, right? The pizza company, the transformation system, their transformation system could consist of alteration, right? Okay, because they change their flour to the pizza, put their topping in the pizza and produce the output for you. Okay, that is alteration. And sometimes this company give you the delivery as well, so you may have to put the transportation in your transformation system as well. Okay, if not, just only alteration. But for the pizza, storage is non-value added, inspection is non-value added, so you don't need to put it here. Okay, so as I told you, just put one or two activities that is or that are the value added activity here. That's it. Okay, for the transformation system. And the next one is the output. For the output, the concept of the output could be facilitating goods and services. Okay, move here to the form of the output. Okay, first, the form of the output could be information, reports, service, product, or even personal achievement. Okay, some tangible, some intangible. Okay, service, product. For the service, abstract, non-physical. For the product, physical goods. Right? Okay, that is short. Okay, this is physical output, service or product. Normally you can get confused. Okay, which organization are manufacturing or which organization provide you a service. For instance, suppose we are talking about pizza delivery company. Okay, the pizza company. Okay, they made a pizza and then they deliver the pizza to your house. So they do both. They are manufacturer and they provide you delivery. So in that case, instead of just say about only the physical things. You need to talk about the whole thing, the whole service that they provide. So the facilitating goods concept is occur here. Okay, the facilitating goods is the physical entity accompanying a transformation that add value. If we talk about the pizza, they made pizza here. The output or the facilitating good is the pizza. And the operation, okay, the operation are the service, right? Here. Coming back here. Okay, here. Suppose we are talking about the pizza or burger. The transformation system, for the transportation system, you have to select alteration, and then you say that transformation system produce burger, and the thing that coming out from this system, that is tangible things, are facilitated good, that is burgers. Okay, they produce burger you can touch, it is a physical entity. And for the services, okay, services, they produce burger service because they provide you a service to produce burger for you. Okay, this one. So all the operation, our operation defined as service. Some of the organization, they provide service without facilitating goods. Like you go to the theater, they provide you a service, right? No physical entity that you can touch. Alright, okay? This is the pure service company. But you need the service, all the, if you have the transformation system, you need to have the service here. But you may not need to have the facilitating goods. Okay? In order to answer which one is the service, okay? Very simple. What are the alteration, or what are the transformation system, okay, that you select? Like produce burger, okay, you use alteration, produce burger here, transformation system, you put the word service at the end and you put it here, produce burger service, and the facilitating goods is burger. Okay, I think you understand it, right? Moving to the next one is monitoring and control. For the monitoring and control, okay, you need to monitor the production system to see the deviation, okay, the deviation. You set the goal, maybe production goal or service goal, and then you need to measure the output, right? You may measure the output and see the deviation. Suppose the deviation is not so much, it means that your process is in control, you don't have to do anything. But sometimes the deviation is very big, and then you need to do some correction, or you need to take some action. Okay, if the deviation is significant, you need to take some action. We have two kind of action that you need to take. The first one, we call it corrective action. It means that to bring it back to normal, right? Okay, to bring it back to normal, that is corrective action. Like you produce the fried rice, okay, you made fried rice, and the target is maybe six plate an hour to produce 5 rice. But today you can produce just only 3 plate an hour. So the difference is significant. Okay, then you need to find the corrective action. What's wrong with the process? Maybe today the cook is not well. Okay, so you have to do some corrective action. Maybe you have to replace the cook, right? Okay, that is corrective action. And then another measure that you need to take, that is the preventive action. Preventive action is the action that you want to prohibit the deviation to be reoccur or to be recurrent, to prevent it, right? How to prevent this situation? Okay, you have to think about these two: corrective action and preventive action. Once you monitor and control, don't forget that monitoring and control is optional, and you may have to monitor input, monitor transformation system, monitor output, and monitor external environment, and make some change to the input, make some change to the transformation system, and make some change to the output. But you cannot make some change to the environment because you cannot control them, right? You can control just only input, transformation system, and output, but you need to monitor them all 4 elements. And the last one is the environment. Okay, environment is external to you, is external to the production system or the conversion system. You cannot control, like customer. Okay, you need to survey the taste of the customer. You cannot control them. Maybe the customer taste change, you may have to change the process. You may have to change the input, you may have to change the output. That is monitoring and then control. Government regulation, sometimes they change. You need to change the whole system, your whole system. And the competitors, you have to benchmark with the competitors in terms of price, in terms of the quality of the product or the service, or the quality of the product and service as well. You need to monitor the technology change and economy. Okay, again here, supplier. You may see that the supplier exists, appear in here and in the system as well. The difference between these two is that this supplier, the supplier here, is the one that you use, and the one that you not use it at the moment is the supplier in the external. But then you have to observe them. Sometimes this supplier may give you bad quality of the product and you may not want to use them anymore. You have to switch. Okay, move the one from the external to be internal and move the one internal to external. This is the difference between supplier at external and internal to your system and external to your system. All right, so this is the thing that I would like to give you today. And as I told you, we have to practice. Okay, and today assignment, the first assignment that I would like to give you is about the conversion system. Think about yourself. You open a small doodle shop in the canteen of the engineering faculty. This shop opened from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then use a bullet type to list the example of all important element of the system. You don't have to give some example about the external one. Just these 4 element is okay. That is, you may use the bullet type saying that input capital, my capital, where does my capital come from? Maybe you can say that from my parent. That's it. Okay. Material. Okay. For the noodle shop, you may need noodle, water, things like that. Just put it in the bullet type. You don't need to draw this picture. Okay. You have to say input consists of capital, material, and then give some example, and then transformation, put it here, transformation, okay, and output, and then monitoring and control. That is the first assignment that I would like to give you. Okay, and don't forget to remember that. Don't forget that the due date of the assignment is at the end of today, which means 11:59 p.m. After that, I will give you 0 mark for this assignment. You have the whole day, one whole day to practice this exercise. Okay? Okay. I think that's all for today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your listening. And if you have any problem, please ask Pitan, or if Pitan cannot solve your problem, please email to me. Bye bye and see you next time. Thank you.